Together we gather for a single purpose, to give to the American people and the world a presidential library. There is understandably a great temptation to look back, to remember, to share warm and fond memories, and to reflect on the events which brought us here. And as we do, I hope we do not unduly focus on one man, one political party, or even one country. Like the office they commemorate, presidential libraries are living institutions. Certainly it is my hope that the Reagan Library will become a dynamic intellectual forum where scholars interpret the past and policymakers debate the future. It is said that after leaving the White House, Harry Truman once came into his living room to discover his wife Bess tossing their old love letters into the fireplace. "Think of history," said a horrified Mr. Truman. "I have," said Bess.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and welcome to this month's Live From at the Reagan Library. Remember, we do these on the first Wednesday of every month. Tomorrow, November 4th, 2021, marks the 30th anniversary of when, on November 4th, 1991, President Ronald Reagan stood alongside 4 U.S. presidents, the first time in history 5 presidents had ever gathered before, and officially opened the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum. To honor this historic milestone in the library's history, we are spending the entire month celebrating programs, concerts, discounted tickets, and even a special exhibition, which I'm going to show you a sneak peek of today. But before we show you the exhibition, I want to give you a quick rundown of what we're doing here in November. So tomorrow, November 4th, which actually is the 30th anniversary, we are rolling back our admission prices to opening day prices. So instead of coming to the library and paying $29.95 for an adult, if you come tomorrow, you're only going to pay $5. That gets you into the Reagan Museum, the Air Force One Pavilion, our special FBI exhibition, and even our 30th anniversary exhibition. So again, that's tomorrow only, so if you're free, come on out. Now for the entire month of November, with the exception of tomorrow, because our prices are already so cheap, for the entire month of November through November 30th, kids are free. So for every full price paid a ticket, either a senior ticket or an adult ticket, you can get either 1 or 2 children's tickets. So it's a great way to come out and bring the family, explore everything the Reagan Library has to offer, and get a great discount while you're at it. In addition, we have free concerts throughout the entire month of November, and you can go to our website, I'll tell you where in just a minute, to find out which concerts, when, what time, what day, and who's playing. And then this Sunday, November 7th, we're actually holding our commemorative program. It's free to attend, it's outdoors in our courtyard, and we have live musical entertainment by the 1st Marine Division Band out of Camp Pendleton. We have keynote remarks from former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice and David Ferriero, who's the Archivist of the United States. For the first about 650 guests who check in, we're giving free lunch vouchers, hot dog, chips, and a drink, free goodie bags with jelly beans and a museum catalog. You can learn about everything I've just talked about, our free tickets, our concerts, our program, by going to reaganlibrary.com/30th anniversary. So that's reaganlibrary.com/30th anniversary. On that page, you can reserve tickets for our program. You can purchase tickets for any of our discounted ticket days and learn about all of our concerts. So how about we take a quick sneak peek here at this exhibition, but really quick, just want to remind you, we love taking your questions during these Live From videos. So please, if you have any questions about the library, our history, this exhibition, the 30th anniversary, just go to that comment section below, ask your question, I will do my best to answer them at the end of the episode. So here we are in this exhibition. The first thing I want to show you is the original model of the Reagan Library that was done back in the late 80s, early 90s. Now, if you know the Reagan Library campus, you'll see just how small this model is. It's missing our auditorium over on that corner. It's missing our entire Air Force One pavilion. It's missing the Berlin Wall. It's missing our F-14, our F-117, our tank. And if you have been up here and you know how small our parking lot is, the original model only had half of the parking lot we have right now. So we have really, really grown over these past 30 years. It's been an exciting sort of change for us. Now, we opened on November 4th of 1991, but November of 1988, Ronald and Nancy Reagan came to the grounds here in Simi Valley and did the official groundbreaking. These are the shovels they used for that groundbreaking, and this is the hard hat that Ronald Reagan would wear whenever he came to the construction site here on our campus. And he used to love to come up and walk the grounds during construction, look at how things are being set up, how the exhibits were being put in, looking at the archives. So again, these are the shovels they used and the hat that he used. Now, when you come up here, you are seeing the museum. So we're the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum, and you're actually touring through the museum. But we're also a library, and that doesn't mean that you can come and check out a book. We are a research library. We have tens of thousands of gifts, millions of photographs and video, pages upon pages upon pages of papers. So you can make an appointment for the research library on whatever topic you are doing. And then many authors come here, for example. These are just a handful of books, very, very small number of what actually has been written based on people actually doing their research here in our archives. Our archivists are also, a handful of them are also curators. So when you come see our exhibitions, like Titanic or Pompeii or Vatican Splendors, sometimes they're rented and sometimes our curatorial staff actually makes them themselves. Our FBI exhibit is self-curated. They also self-curated our Lincoln exhibit and our Titanic exhibit. If you were here back, I believe it was 2013, we did our Lincoln exhibition, and it was right after the Lincoln movie had come out. It had won a bunch of Academy Awards, and Steven Spielberg actually came out to see our exhibition, and he signed our exhibition catalog. And then just a couple of years ago, we did our exhibition on the Titanic. If you are familiar with Titanic artwork, there's a very famous painter. His name is Ken Marshall. He allowed us to license his painting of one of his paintings of the Titanic for our cover of our Titanic catalog. He came and toured our exhibition, and he signed that one as well. So that's what this case is. But in addition to coming to the research library, as I said a second ago, we have tens and tens and tens of thousands of gifts and objects and other items down below in our basement in our archives section. This is just a very small sample. This is actually one of my favorite artifacts because I just think it's funny, but it's also such a symbol that the President of the United States is gifted everything from paintings and books and handwritten letters and beautiful pieces of china to this. This is a 20-pound ball of yarn that was gifted to Ronald Reagan to bring attention on a conference on aging. Now, to some of the more smaller items, after 1987, President Reagan did his famous Tear Down This Wall speech. Someone painted this picture of what they thought it might look like if the wall came down and the grass was green and the sun was shining. So that's in our archives. But then this is pretty cool. After the wall came down, which is actually after President Reagan had left office, the wall came down, and an Air Force captain by the name of Don Lutz went to Berlin and was one of those people who was chipping at the wall and collecting pieces, and he gifted this piece to Ronald Reagan for Ronald Reagan's help in bringing down the Berlin Wall and helping to end the Cold War, which is pretty cool. June of 2004, President Reagan passes away. A week-long's worth of ceremonies, both here at the Reagan Library and in Washington, D.C. If you've been to the Reagan Library, you'll know we have a permanent exhibition on his passing. It does include a flag that draped his casket here in Simi Valley. This is the flag that flanked his casket in Washington, D.C. This howitzer cannon shell was fired as part of the 21-gun salute when he was laid to rest here at the Reagan Library on June 11, 2004. And the 21 rifle shells were from the 3-volley salute, also here at the Reagan Library. But I think, for me, what I love of this case is when he passed away, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people came up to the Reagan Library and left items at makeshift memorials, both at the bottom of the hill and right at our courtyard gates. And these 3 hand drawings by children are just a small sample of the items that people left here. And we kept every single gift, drawing, note that was left here at the Reagan Library during that week, and this is just a small sample. Of all the items on display in this 30th anniversary exhibition, this might actually be my favorite. This is the actual traveling Blue Goose podium. The Blue Goose podium is the podium that the President of the United States uses when he gives a speech, and this is the one that they kept on board Air Force One. So whenever he traveled and then was going to give a speech, they would take this podium off of Air Force One, and that's what he would speak from. But in addition to being used while he traveled, this is also the exact podium that was used here 30 years ago tomorrow, November 4th, 1991, when he officially opened up the Reagan Library. So in a nutshell, that's the exhibition. I haven't shown you everything in all the cases. There's also cases here I haven't shown you. We also have a video projection showing other items. So when you're here, there'll be even more things to see. But as we always do, we want to end our podcast by sharing items with you that you can buy in our store that tie into that theme. So as I'm walking over, just want to remind you, if you haven't already sent in a question, please go into the comment section right now, ask us a question. We would love to answer them. So these are all tied to the Reagan Library. This is a great, one of our best sellers, Reagan Library patch, great jacket. We also, people buy this a lot, but this is also one of the things we often gift people when they come here and speak because it's such a great jacket. So this is sold in our store. The shirt I'm wearing is sold in our store, and this is just one of many, many shirts we sell in our store. We have lots of portfolios and pens with our signature, with Ronald Reagan's logo signature on it. Reagan Library coffee mugs that have our logo and our seal, as well as President Reagan's signature. And we have lots of busts, big and small, of the president, from inexpensive to expensive. This is one of the more inexpensive ones. But just a small array of items you can buy in our store. Simply go to reaganlibrary.com/store. Scroll down just a little bit to our featured section, and if you do that, you will find all 4 of these items plus the shirt I'm wearing and a whole bunch more. And you can also see everything that our store sells. Again, reaganlibrary.com/store. But don't forget, we also have an Amazon store. So just go to amazon.com, which we all do, amazon.com/Ronald Reagan. And not everything you see today is in that store, but a lot is. And then you can get our great authentic merchandise at ease of shopping on Amazon. And just really quick before I wrap up and take your questions, if you don't already, I don't know if you're aware, but when you shop on Amazon, do you know that without any money added to your account, you can gift money to your favorite charity, including the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation? Instead of shopping on Amazon.com, if you shop on smile.amazon.com, every purchase you make can go, a percentage goes to the charity of your choice. We are one of those options. Just something to throw out there. So I am going to see if anyone's asked any questions. I'm going to take a quick look. Do we know if the logo will shop overseas? I believe the shop does ship overseas, but you can't buy it online. You actually have to call the store so they can work out shipping prices with you. I don't know the direct line for the store, but if you call 805-522-2977 and ask to be transferred to the store, they will do that for you. Nice jacket. It is a nice jacket, Jordy. We love this jacket. What famous speeches were made using this Blue Goose podium? So I'm not sure which ones were used, other than him actually standing behind this Blue Goose podium on November 4th, 1991, which we can prove. It's hard to prove which speeches he used this one for traveling. We know it was with him on Air Force One, but there were a handful of traveling podiums, so it's hard to know which ones he actually used this one for, but great question. What's my favorite item from the archives? You know, it's really funny. Had I been asked this question before I showed you this exhibition, I would have told you my favorite archive gift is the ball of yarn, because I just think it's humorous, but it really has meaning behind it. Also down there, we have Ronald and Nancy Reagan's station wagon from the 1960s, which I think is pretty cool too. So I love that. Dan, I'm so glad you and your wife came this past month. So glad to have you here. What special exhibition took the longest to put together? You know, I'd actually have to say FBI, and that's only because we ended up being closed for COVID. FBI was supposed to open in April of 2020. Instead opened up in July of 2021, all because of COVID. So that was probably what took us the longest. I have to say, okay, so I was going to finish answering that question, but instead I see the question, hi, Mom. My question is, who is your favorite daughter? So I love my kids. I will say, Savannah, you are my favorite youngest daughter. You got to play it safe there. But I will say, sorry, I'm still laughing. I will say that this FBI exhibition that is open right now is truly extraordinary. If you haven't come out, you really need to see it. It's the history of the FBI from inception to today, the actual Unabomber manifestos on display, items from 9/11, including pieces of the jet engine that was on from United Airlines Flight 175 that was supposed to go from Boston to Los Angeles, but instead was crashed into the South Tower. Just incredible artifacts, incredible stories. We interviewed over a dozen FBI agents. Those interviews are playing as part of the exhibition, so you can hear about what they did and how evidence response teams helped solve crimes and solved cases. Really worth coming out and seeing. Let's see, any more questions? Thomas, I think you live in France. That's really cool that you're watching. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. If you've asked a question and I've missed it, I will go back through them when I'm at my desk later today and try and answer any of them that I might have missed. So again, I just want to one more time remind you, reaganlibrary.com/30th anniversary. In addition to telling you how to buy tickets and see all the live concerts, there's also a great about 4.5-minute tribute video our team put together that encapsulates the past 30 years with some great photos of President Reagan here while the building was being constructed, drone footage of the library in 1991, drone footage of the Reagan Library today, how much it's changed. Really worth seeing. So thank you all so much for watching. One more quick scan. Again, appreciate all of you asking these questions. Appreciate all of you watching. Next month, we will come to you live from inside of our Christmas tree exhibition, which opens up in the middle of November. So thank you all for watching. We just want to remind you, if you don't already, to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Reagan Foundation, or follow us on Facebook or Twitter at /Ronald Reagan, on Instagram at Reagan Foundation. We appreciate all of you watching. We know you have a lot of choices, but you chose us. Thank you so much. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Doors of this library are open now, and all are welcome. The judgment of history is left to you, the people. I have no fears of that, for we have done our best. And so I say, come and learn from it. My fondest hope is that Americans will travel the road extending forward from the arch of experience, never forgetting our heroic origins, never failing to seek divine guidance as we march boldly, bravely into a future limited only by our capacity to dream. May every day be a new beginning, and every dawn bring us closer to that shining city upon a hill. Thank you. God bless you all, and God bless America.